What's going on, folks? It's me from 11, and I'm here with my broadcast partners, with So Troop and with Spoonie. It's the second night of the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs on EA Sports. Well, after the first couple of games has been completed, now it's time to move on to the second part of the games that we've been wanting it for, to see who gets the next matchup in. Tonight's big matchup is right in the simple, between the Atlantic coasts of the matchups. You may recall this for the game of the night. No matter what it changes off, Tampa Bay Lightning has really stoked it out, but Buffalo Sabres are one of the harder teams to have that one facing it off by Rasmus Dahlin and Nikita Kucherov. This big take is not going to be easy enough. Unfortunately for Montreal Canadiens, they've been knocked out, and as for Nikita Kucherov, they shushed their crowd, beats the Storm, and now the Storm is approaching in Buffalo, New York. The visiting team doesn't really seem like it was going to happen, but it seemed like the Buffalo Sabre Town are going to start something wild and unexpected. Tonight's starting goaltenders is Andrei Vasilevsky, and the other side we have is Alex Lyon for the Buffalo Sabres. This big night is going to be impacted by the heart. We start here as we have the Tampa Bay Lightning as the X-Factor player brings Nikita Kucherov, who has that quick release on his zones with the pressure and tape-to-tape zones. Andrei Vasilevsky with the showstopper, he makes that momentum and building reflexive saves, and he really has taken it all. Victor Hedman, who makes the stick-em-up zones and quick picks. Brendan Hagel, who makes a no contest in a warrior zone. With Jake Gensel, he only makes a quick release and a pressuring on their own. This is no better take how that happens to be playing it on the other side if he knows his strength. Braden Point, who has the wheels in a big rig and in a contest zone, he can also get that one puck battling in strength with a better percentage. On the other side of it, we have Darren Rodius, who makes a send it on the speed boosting breakout. Then it's Anthony Cirelli with the quick pick in the no contest zones. Then across is Ryan McDonough with the stick 'em up and a warrior zone. Then no contest brings Yanni Gourde with the overpowering puck battle and strength. Then across is Olivier Bergeron, quick release and the pressure zones. And last but not least, we have is Corey Perry, Big Rig and Big Tipper. Now let's go to the other side as we got the Buffalo Sabres. One of my great picks here is Rasmus Dahlin. He has elite edges, the second wing, and tape-to-tape zones. This is a great one I am really watching things on, is how the Buffalo Sabres can answer that one back. There's no stopping to deny the effort, but I think this will be the better take if he has it all. Tage Thompson, the TNT, who makes a 1T, the ankle break, and the big rig. Alex Tuck, wheels and no contest. Bowen by Ram, wheels and alley edges. Josh Norris with wheels and stick 'em up. Owen Power, the elite edges and ascended pass. Then it's Ryan McLeod, wheels with the Lightning's fast skating speed. And lastly, it's Jerry Coolidge, only the quick release, who makes it deceptively a quick shot release. No better to be appealing, to be appalled by anyone. Now it's time to get right into the second matchup of the game. First up, the Buffalo Sabres and the Lightning. Get ready to prepare for the rematch in round 2 of the Stanley Cup. My next broadcast partners, I give a warm welcome back to the mad scientist of Set Test 2. And along with the others is Son of Beast, and Chris the Beast is standing by in the center box. We'll see you all folks later here for the first, second, and post-game show. An overtime show if necessary. Time to get down into business. Bolts, Sabres, next on EA Sports. Enjoy the game, folks. A big night here in KeyBank Center. We welcome you for our second night of the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's round 2, night 2 begins now. All along with me and my incredible fans, I'm Test 2. Let's see who takes in for the first game of the second round. Tonight's starting goaltender, we have it across for Buffalo Sabres is Alex Lyon, and the other side is Andrei Vasilevsky. We start here as Krebs will have that one started off for Buffalo Sabres. He now finds the pass to Samuelson. Here's Alex Tuck, he now has it off, and that broken up by Braden Point the other way. Around the net is Nikita Kucherov. Kucherov pass to Radish. Radish looks to Kucherov, and he'll have that pass again to Radish. Kucherov with the fire shot. That one has tipped it off soon, and it's McLeod. Paige Thompson trying to watch on things in. The other side of is Mateus Samuelson. He'll now look over to Alex Tuck. Alex Tuck poking up by J.J. Moser. He looks to Nikita Kucherov the other way. Knocked down. Rebound by J.J. Moser. J.J. Moser will start things off. Back behind the pass is Gage Goncalves. He'll start things off with the first line group change. Goncalves now finds the Braden Point. He now looks to Radius. Radius looks over the point. He now finds Goncalves. Goncalves shoots it. Saved by Alex Lyon. That'll be his first save of the night. And that's rebounded by Tuck. Well, it is a great save. Happened to be with Alex Lyon. That is perfection there to have that first goal in the range. And without any contract in it, and as Buffalo is starting to get that first off and knocked down to their opponent, that's big start off to have that one compiling it in for the Sabres. This town really needs a lot of help, but no player in their offenders would do the same. Now as the Buffalo Sabres, they might have to start looking for the first goals to keep it over by out of Tampa Bay's area. Here's Cirelli to pass to Hagel. Hagel looks over to Cernax and outside of his zone to Hedman. Working by Josh Doan the other way. And now Buffalo's on the attack. This will clear the zone around net. The rebound by Buffalo. Got stopped by Vasilevsky here on a path save. Eric Cernax the other way for the Lightning. Tampa back in the offense zone. And Samuel Gurgensen now has that passing off to Hedman. And he'll have to reset it up here as Hedman will try to get that one clearing it out. Victor Hedman will give to Eric Cernax. Oh, he took a big hit here. Eric Cernax knocked somebody over. Well, this is what's great about Eric Cernax. He really is stocking it out. That big bull rush is going to definitely make that knocking with the first player on the Sabres. Mateus Samuelson. Yanni Gore shoots blocked. Rebound by Dahlin. Dahlin pass over to Carrick. And as Sam Carrick, he now finds Josh Norris. The rebound by Ryan McDonough. He'll now find it over to Pontus Holmberg. Holmberg looks to Gurgensen. Gurgensen, stick clipped it. Rebound by Josh Doan. The Stew. From the wing gap. Finds McDonough. He looks to Gurgensen. Gurgensen shoots. Saved by Alex Lyon. Alex Lyon now has given another big save of the game, and now Josh Norris the other way for Buffalo. Poked it by Gurgensen. Swings around. Diving play by Vasilevsky. He holds it up with only 12:45 remaining in the first. As I'll take a break over, and I'll send it over is Chris the Beast. Joining us by for the Buffalo Sabres is TNT Tage Thompson. Thanks, guys. About Tage Thompson, what he really needs to know for about it is what TNT makes. The 1T is a better motion to have that time on quickly. This pacing is a better offensive strategy. What we know for about TNT Thompson, this is a big strike down, and one quick zone happened to be a winning against the Boston Bruins. This is a great way that we're really seeing things from TNT, and now with the better strategy, this effort in zone doesn't mean to carry out. But when you play it for real, it's hard to get that out. No better can do for about TNT to Thompson. I'll be finding out about him, what his takes are, and as for the 1T motion, might have it all. Let's see what answers now, guys. Here's Bowen by Rab. He now finds Ryan McLeod. Here's Jack Quinn the other way. It's back to Radius. Radish shifts over the point. Over to Gitzel. McLeod giving away with only 11 minutes in the first period. This is another bad mistake here on the offense. And, I don't think that this is not the start on what they really wanted to do for. That's really just going to make that one hurt and smack that one down. Here's Jake Gitzel, the other side of his zone. Tampa back on the offensive zone strategy. Radish finds point. Point. Back to Hedman. Here's Radish. Shoots glove. High up by Lyon. You get a stoppage and whistle with only 10-10 remaining in the first period. Now let's go the other way for Tampa Bay Lightning, Anthony Cirelli. Thanks, guys. Anthony Cirelli's been doing one of his quick draws, and he's also has got his tip deflection on in. Anthony Cirelli's been trying to do for every game of the night. No better to be playing off from anyone who's done things right. When Anthony Cirelli makes his quick turn, really had to show it off to have that snap release, and no better energy would do from the crowd. We understand about Anthony Cirelli playing for his big highest career motion, but no energy would do for the crowd favorite. What Anthony Cirelli might do for is a no contest and play out with his better curriculum stances. We will be keeping an eye here for Anthony Cirelli on what his next curricular brings it in with a winning faceoff and have a lot of big range on the goal. This is from Cooper, but he might have to do for, well, we'll have to watch on that to keep things from going. Back to you guys. All right, thank you, Chris the Beast. Now finds the over to Cernax. He'll have that one out. He now finds it over to Nick Paul. Nick Paul. Right over again to Corey Perry. Looks to Nick Paul. Shoots. Saved up by Alex Lyon. Outside McDonough. He now finds over to the Stu. McDonough fires it off. Blocked by the defenders of the Buffalo Sabres. The Stu shoots. Kicked out by Lyon. The Stu. Rebound by McDonough. McDonough finds the Stu. The Stu shoots. Saved by Lyon. Paul again. Now finds Perry. Perry to McDonough. Miguel Calvez. Broken it up. Nick Paul's got it back. The Stu. McDonough shoots. Now a big save on a blocker. 7 minutes approaching in the first period. They're starting to look over with the offensive pass strategy. He denied it quickly here. Alex Lyon saving it up today. Well, you can see what Alex Lyon makes. That's really a hard way to get that saving off. This energy crowd as from Luukkonen, and no better to change it off. This is what happens with Alex Lyon. He really is starting to get a lot of pacing and a lot of stamina. This is a better pressure a bit to keep that one from out. Moser finds Radish. He now finds Kucherov. Kucherov shot save up by Lyon. Here's Gitzel. It's back to J.J. Moser. Gitzel outside. We'll find a pass to Moser. Moser looks to Radish. Now find Point. Point. Daggers it. Kicked out by Lyon. And now here's Josh Norris. 5:30 remaining in the first period. He'll try to make that wheels in. Connection in zone. Benson on the shot. Blocked up by Radish. And it's off to Braden Point. Braden Point. Moving it inside the zone to get to Jake Gitzel by Ram with the takeaway. Nikita Kucherov knocked from the wall. And it's rebounded by Buffalo. Lightning back on offense, and Radish will now swing it over to J.J. Moser. He finds Pontus Holmberg. Pontus Holmberg to pass over. It's broken by Sam Carrick. And here's Tage Thompson. 2-on-1 incoming. Stopped by Vasilevsky. 4 minutes in approaching as Samuel Gergensen has it over to Holmberg. Holmberg. To Gergensen. Chopped up the blocking in the pit. And he'll have to reset things here as now Vasilevsky will give to Cernax that time. And this will be another new change-up for the Lightning. I think they need to start to do some regroup. Cernax needs to try to wage things off. And as for the Lightning, they're starting to get that one necked away. We don't have the right choice to have some rumors to get that one in. But it looks like the Lightning, they've got to need to make some help in quick changes on the offense. Buffalo Sabres are doing so well on defenders, they need to start getting some quick draws on the quick back. Nick Paul with the rebound now finds Victor Hedman. Nick Paul fires, saved up by Lyon. Tape back to by Ram. Knocked by Corey Perry. Over to Sam Carrick. and finding over to Krebs. Here's Krebs. That one will dish out of his own around the net. And here's Corey Perry. That time for Tampa Bay, they're on the attack. In the Buffalo territory is Anthony Cirelli. He looks to Cernak. In shot, stopped by Lyon. Anthony Cirelli with the rebound, finding McDonough. McDonough to Hagel. Backhand, blocked up, but again by the goaltender. Anthony Cirelli in, and Krebs got it back. A final minute approaching in the first period, no score in the game. Paige Thompson finds Byram. Byram looks to Carrot. Broken by Cirelli. Cirelli finds over to Hagel. Hagel, end zone, stop by Lyon. What a great save on the first period on the blank draw. No pass-off doesn't happen to be this. Alex Lyon was really pushing it off. This big save, he's really up in a hurry. Stop by Lyon. And the first period comes to the end as we get a no score between the Lightning or the Sabres. First intermission is underway. Big save by Alex Lyon. What a great chance. Lightning starting to look for the leadoff, but it still remains 0. We'll be back for the second period after this. Stand by as we have the first intermission underway. Welcome everyone as we're ready to have the first intermission starting up on the track. And therefore we have no goals between the Tampa Bay or the Buffalo Sabres. They're really starting to look for the first goals in the game, but the goaltenders start off with Andrei Vasilevsky and of course Alex Lyon. They really are starting to get that first off with the big saves of the game. They really kept it out. No matter how long they were doing it for, Alex Lyon's waiting it up a lot of energy to keep that crowd from coming back. And here's how they did with the first statistics of the game as I'll send it over the overway to Zotru. Thank you so much. I know what they're really starting off. The Tampa Bay Lightning team are really starting to get that one messing it up. There is no change-off and there is no quitting back. What Tampa Bay Lightning is doing it for, this big hit is a big draw to have that more intentional. This big speed of it is not going to change anyone else's game. No crucial, nothing to change, and nobody to blame. This is really what they are seeing from Tampa Bay Lightning and the Buffalo Sabres. That first part of the goal is really going to start making commencement to have that one feeling. 15/3 shots on goal, that was Tampa Bay. The Buffalo Sabres, they need to get back into work and try to look for a first skate and have that lead off. And then for Buffalo Sabres, they're going to need to start making that fix up with the change. They need to keep moving it like they did. 641 and 89.8. That's just totally it. And only 3 face-off wins over 2. That's Buffalo. Let's go to the action tracker here on the other side of it, as nothing to show things a lot here, but there's a big chance on a get, and there's so much broken turnovers here. Only Nikita Kucherov had 1 shot on a goal, but that saves up by Alex Lyon, who really had that first save incoming. That really was a big start-off to have that first goal in range to keep that one from coming out. No better team would do for that. Now, with Spoonie, let's have your takes here about the Buffalo Sabres. They're really trying to get that one with the first goal. How do you really see it, and what is your key on getting that? Well, you know what, that Rasmus Dahlin and as the Buffalo Sabres are really getting a lot of securitization in, but I don't think it wasn't going to be the right choice for them to try to keep that out. And I know that's Buffalo Sabres' way, but when the Sabre Town really wants to see how they can do for, I think this second round needs to be done because Rasmus Dahlin, he's really going to need to start getting some another quick shot on releases. This needs to get the assist and a better one to keep that down from angling. Let's see how they answer it. Now, Zotroop, what is your take about the Nikita Kucherov of the Tampa Bay Lightning about your take? Well, they're doing really well. And as for the Tampa Bay Lightning, they're really a better team to have it all. I think they're looking forward into the third and the Stanley Cup final. I mean, I don't know if this will be the right choice for it. But hey, if you're playing as Tampa Bay Lightning, you got to find a way to get through this. Otherwise, you're going to get messed up and then get away from defenders that will lead you blindsided. No one does a spot of it without any clueless. Let's see how they push in the responses if there is a first goal between Buffalo or Tampa Bay. Now, what's your scoring prediction here, and what's going to look like after the second period? It's hard to predict here. I mean, I'm not sure, B-Phone. It really is hard. I'm going to have to say that Buffalo Sabres might get a tying game with 1-1 on Tampa Bay. I think that's my prediction. How about you, Wood Spoony? Do you have any luck? I guess do have luck. I'm going to say it's a tie game, so I think we'll see Rasmus Dahlin get with that first assist here and by other players, and I think that Nikita Kucherov might score next or the other teams for the Tampa Bay Lightning. That might be for the players that will have to start looking for that first goal in the second round. All right, well, I guess that there is a great chance in the favor. I think 1-1 might be a good call. So let's go back to Buffalo and see what the second period looks like. Thanks for watching the first intermission, but let's go back to the second period before the second intermission. Now back to you. See you folks later, everyone, for the second intermission. Back to Sabretown as we're ready to get settled and ready for the second period. Here we go, folks. Second period begins now. No score between Buffalo or Tampa. Now let's have it over to you, Senate Beast, about the first period recap. No goals, but the big save happens to be the Big Cat and Alex Lyon. How do you see that afterwards? The big save really had compiled it for anybody, but I mentioned it now before, that Alex Lyon has really made it a lot of saves in the game. No better to be playing it for. They're really starting to go big down and deep to have that serious answers. There's no way, but they're really starting to get that one, messing it up. But that first goal really took a bunch. Well, I think we may have to find out what the next goal might take if the Tampa Bay or the Buffalo Sabres get the first goal in the game. Tage Thompson! What a big cut around! And another save by Vasilevsky. Oh yeah, they definitely are doing it for. Now they're really starting to get that appearing out. They have nowhere to get that answer response. That's big knockdown here. Jake Gitzel waits around there patiently, and he now finds over to Cirelli. Here's Cirelli that time. He now looks at Jake Gitzel. Jake Gitzel now finds to Cirelli. He looks over to Kucherov. Kucherov now finds a pass to Gitzel. He looks at Edmund. Edmund shoots one, and a save by Alex Lyon. Rasmus Dahlin now finds it over to Josh Norris. He gives it off to Carrick. Carrick the other way. This one messes up here, and that time it's back over to Anthony Cirelli, who looks at Eric Cernak. The Tampa Bay team are rolling it back into Buffalo territory. Cernak. Nowhere to get through it. Sam Carrick's got it back. Poked it up by Anthony Cirelli. Cernak now finds Victor Edmond. And here's another change over to Goncalves. Lightning pushing their way in. It's back to Brandon Hagel. He looks over to the Stu. The Stu rolling it in. Stopped by Alex Lyon. Another big save in the play. That is 18 over 5 shots on goal for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Josh Jones now finds to Norris. Norris shot blocked by the Stu. Crouches down and it's rebounded by McDonough. Well, that the Stu got a little bit of a knockdown here. That blade was going to definitely turn it off. He could feel the pain for it, and I do believe that the Stu, he's rushing it in toward the bench. I feel like that is going to hurt. The Stu down by Gergensen. Gergensen shot saved by Lyon. McDonough to Gergensen. The Stu shoots saved by Lyon, and he'll hold things off for under 15 minutes in the second period. A lot of time left to be played in the period. Alex Lyon and Andrei Vasilevsky are really good goaltenders here. And without Luukkonen, I believe that it might be different without that. McLeod now finds Quinn. Here comes Quinn. Right to Jason Zucker. He hasn't showed up at his first goal in the game as he's really trying to look for his number goal in the playoffs. Here's another change over to Quinn. Quinn on the rush now finding McLeod. McLeod shot. That one took it over here, and then now it sends it over the other way. Here comes Buffalo. Blocked by the Stu. Knocked down by Paul. Paul with the rebound, and now this will have to pass over again. to Bortstrand. Bortstrand kicks off. Jason Zucker changes it over. Gergensen with the rebound. He now has it over to Cernak. Cernak finds Gergensen. He looks to Cernak. Cernak to Gergensen. Cernak shoots. Pass. Save. Rebound by Buffalo. McLeod on wheels. Broken up the pass chain. Power in. Moving across. Saved by Vasilevsky. Now the rebound by Nick Paul the other way. And this will send a pass to Bortstrand. Here's once to Power. Power looks to Zucker. Another big kick here as Brendan Hagel puts a no contest zone. Oh, he misfired it. That messed it up. And Vasilevsky will have to hold things here with only 11:30 remaining. I can honestly tell the big difference of an 8:41 over 1:15. I mean, Buffalo's really trying to have a little bit of a comeback race, and I don't think that's not going to change it off. I mean, they're really starting to get a little putback here, but whenever it happens, if they're starting to get the attackers in there, then they're going to have a lot of trouble, like trying to race back in on the offense. And now there's a little bit of a knockdown here by Buffalo and, of course, Tampa. I don't think that may not happen with that if you're going to start to keep messing it up. Try to get to Radius that time. That one does not do it again. And Vasilevsky will have to try to reset it again. A lot of time left to remain in the period. Buffalo and Tampa, no score. Thompson wins the draw, and Point with the rebound the other way. Here for Nikita Kucherov. Kucherov in the cut. Broken with the squeeze here, now finds Krebs. Krebs in zone, changes off. Darlene shoots, fires, saved by Vasilevsky. Right in Point. For the corner of the wall, he looks to Kucherov. Nikita Kucherov on the rush. 2-on-1 shot. Ooh, Gitzel fades it. And now this will have to reset the group up for Buffalo. Yeah, you could almost have to say that. He would almost be reset it again. And now you notice Jake Gitzel looks like that is not the right choice that he wants to do for him. I bet that it's a little too early to get that one faded off. I think he needs to start resetting the group. Victor Hetman trying to get the team out of here. And here's by Ram. He'll swing to Carrick. Carrick looks to Krebs. Krebs right toward the bench. You see the Buffalo Sabres fans, they're starting to get unhappy with that. Yeah, I bet that was a big hit. That really sucked. Hey, no one's liking on that. If you're a true Sabre fan, you're never going to like that. Nikita Kucherov now finds Gergensen with only 7:45 left remaining in the second period. Gergensen, he's in! And no penalty on Buffalo. That time this gives to Byram. He looks over and finding the pass to Krebs. Here's Krebs. A chance for the shot. Glove save by Vasilevsky. And they'll hover it up with only 7:11 remaining in the second period. You see what happens with Alex Tuck. Not only gives that one with a knockdown. And then when he goes back over again, that one makes a hit. And that really stucks it out. Alex Tuck is really giving a lot of defenders to have that relentless hit. Battling along with the puck rate. It's just kind of hard to keep it still. Nick Paul wins the draw. And this will now give back to Ryan McDonough. He looks to Bortstrand. Bortstrand to Nick Paul. And the pass is broken again by Buffalo. This one clears it and right around the net. This too. He'll clear that out, and it'll be an icing on Tampa Bay. 6:29 to go in the second period. They'll have another puck drawing ready in the Tampa Bay's area. 7-3 face-off wins for Buffalo. They're starting to get that one with a pretty good shape here to keep that out from Tampa Bay from outscoring. Here's Power. Power shot, blocked it up in front, and rebound by McDonough. They really are getting a lot of blocked shots afterwards. That's the Tampa Bay Lightning. They're really starting to get a lot of shape down. Ooh, what a nice cut here for Bergshot, but that one is denied here by the goaltender. Buffalo Sabres the other way. Here's Josh Stone. Josh Stone passed it by Ram. Saved by Vasilevsky. 5:34 remaining in the second period. They're starting to get a lot of confident meeting here to look for that first goal answers. Alex Lyon made that one heckable save of it, and that was a quick drive of it, and now watch what Borchstrom made. He sidestepped it, but Alex Lyon, he really stuck it out. He did not really want that. He really wanted to keep it out for real. That's great save, and Carnage keep that one from sending it out flying. Cirelli wins the draw, and here's Darren Ratty as she wants to send the pass over again to Concalves. They're rushing away with this time. Concalves saved by Lyon. McLeod now sends it by Ram. Ram looks over to Jason Zucker. Jason Zucker. Try to pass. Concalves the other way. The pass back to Cirelli. Cirelli working his way in. Behind the net, it's Rasmus Dahlin now finds to Jack Quinn. Jack Quinn to pass to Zucker. Zucker shoots, saved by Vasilevsky. Pokes it out. And a big knockdown here. That goes to Jason Zucker. Defends it, in trouble, and stopped by Vasilevsky. 3:56 remaining in the second period. Still no scores to give here, as we already passed 5 minutes in the midway mark of the period. Gordy wins the draw. Yanni Gourde, and now Holmberg the other way. This will freeze up our Holmberg, and back to Cernak. Another big hit for Buffalo. You're watching on Gergensen. And right towards zone of Holmberg, stick lifted by the poke check on the goaltender. Holmberg resets down him. Sends out by Cernak. Hedman fires. Saved by Alex Lyon, and it goes back to Yanni Gourde. Another chance for Rasmus Dahlin to Melenstein. And back to Sam Carrick. Sam Carrick turns the other way, finding Melenstein. He has it over to Rasmus Dahlin. Dahlin shoots, saved by Andrei Vasilevsky. Pontus Holmberg. Right toward the wall. And rebound by Tate Thompson. They're really starting to get a lot of neck off piece. I think that first goal of it is really going to be hard to try to keep that one from out nailing it. Their scores are not pretty easy to be concerned of. Offsides the call on Tampa Bay with only 1:35 remaining in the second. We're nearing the end of the second period, and still no score was absolutely changed. As for Yanni Gourde, watching for Andrei Vasilevsky, and as Rasmus Dahlin was watching on Alex Lyon, they really had to call for it again. And big save by Vasilevsky. Wow, he really stuck that one out pretty quickly. And it looks like that first goal won't be enough. Well, I don't know if it's going to be enough. That's 22/21. Buffalo Sabres can definitely be the next one to have its victory win. The win by Thompson. Thompson shoots, saved by Vasilevsky. Final minute approaching in the second period as Gibson will have another chance. Right to point shot, another save by Alex Lyon. Here's Moser. Plus, snatch made by Lyon. 40.8 seconds remain in the second period. He'll have it stopped up and ready for another puck draw. Second intermission's coming up with you shortly, as both teams are still in again, and they're watching it on to have another winning face-off puck draw and looking for that first goal. They really are starting to get a lot of big shots in the net, but it's still no closing gap on the call. Second intermission is next after this. And McDonough will have to stop things here, and they are going to take a break. As for that, it remains 0, and still no score between two periods. Big save by Vasilevsky 2 times in a row, but big block shot by DeStube and Alex Lyon, who took it a lot of big shot on a connection. They're trying to look for that first goal in. Be back for the third period after the break. Welcome back, folks, as we're ready for the second intermission of the Stanley Cup playoffs on EA Sports. Glad you have us back with us today, as we have an amazing one to keep that one from coming out. No scores again as Tampa Bay and Buffalo, as they stuck with zeros of sets. This big number doesn't really mean that they really wanted to keep on fighting it down and try to keep that one from scoring, but they really got to find passes. This is where they really are starting to get a lot of turnovers, bad passes, and therefore, as Buffalo Sabres, the Tampa Bay Lightning are starting to look at that first goal in the game. For Buffalo Sabres, they really have to get that one back in. Now let's have a look at the Stampede as I send over to you, Zotroop, about the second period statistics scores. Anything that changed up is right on your alley. Well, it is up in the alley. I mean, I know that, but I think that Tampa Bay Lightning is really having a hard time to get right with that shot and try to look for the zigger and zagger. That big shot of the net is really hard to keep that one from outscoring. No better drought, no better energy. They have to do the thing. When nobody is really doing it, was they're trying to keep that one from outscoring. And the big pair of chances are Tampa Bay Lightning are really a better team to beat anybody, because one of our great players, Nikita Kucherov, across the other hand was Victor Hedman and Braden Point and so many others. Now I think the Buffalo Sabres are really going to have to start getting that next shot in. I think this next goal is going to be impossible. Maybe this might be one take. We've got to watch and find out and see if there's any. Here are the action trackers here. That big hit only happened to be with Tage Thompson, but only the other way, knocking it, sending him over into the visitors bench. That hits up on Josh Norris. And that took a little bang after it from right near the wall, and that is really a big heads-up display. I know it is. It is a big heads-up display. Now they need to watch what they're doing. Now this pass out because the coach's feedback, however, I know they're playing it strong. It's just quite okay, but I think they're going to need to start getting a little bit of a comebacks in to see if anybody goes up. I think the Buffalo Sabres or the Tampa Bay Lightning, we got to find out who have it all. Now let's go over the other way as I now send off over to you, Wood Spoony, about the Buffalo Sabres with the big save by Alex Lyon. Yeah, Alex Lyon is really making that great save. He's kicking it off to a nice further distance to it, and as for they're trying to look for that cut inbounding, and it's not going to be the similar as anybody else's game, but whenever you see about Alex Lyon, that's a one heckable draw to have that nice save. This is a big touching and bounding, and I'm really sure that Alex Lyon is trying to get that first save of the night to keep that one from coming out and going back in. I think we might have to see this again, if there is. Alright, let's send it over to you, Zotroop, about the Tampa Bay Lightning. This Tampa Bay Lightning, they really are so strong. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be bad, but I say that Tampa Bay Lightning, they really are a good team. No joke, but a great team. They really are working this on and on. Now I know what they're watching it on, their phone. They're going to have to try it the harder way. Let's see how they can commence it to keep that one from coming out. Now, what's the scoring prediction here for you guys? I think it's going to be 2-0 Tampa Bay, but we'll wait and see how it happens if Buffalo Sabres scores that net. How about you, Wood Spoony? I think it's going to be a tie game and then go to overtime. I think we might see 1-1 afterwards. So, let's hope there is any answers with that. Alright, the third period is just around the corner. As we have the predictions in, let's see what it takes with the third period. Second intermission is over. We'll see about folks later for the post-game show after the game. And if it's a tie game, we're going to overtime show. Now back over to you, Test Soup. See you folks later, everyone. If you're just tuning us here for the Stanley Cup playoffs, it's the third period. And we are still no scores in the game, but the third period might be the answer. Let's find out who takes it all. All right, Senate Beast, 2 periods are down. What do you see about that? Well, Alex Lyon is really making a lot of great saves. I know this was hard impacting, but the big trouble at this point that whenever Rasmus Dahlin was really watching on Alex Lyon, he's really trying to give out all what he can. There's no change up to have that one keeping it out. But whenever you're playing this for Nikita Kucherov, that's a start off that they need to keep on playing out. There's no way that Buffalo Sabres are really striking him out. They're really trying to push their pursuit. This big limit is going to be really tight to change it over and over again. Nobody's really seen this to believe it. So when I say about Jake Gitzel and the teams, that's going to be hard to keep that one from going out. Now let's see what the first goal makes. Here's Gitzel, saved by Lyon. Victor Hedman outside, now finds it to Cernax. Cernax now finds to Hedman, he looks to Gitzel. Gitzel looks over to Cernax, he now finds Hetman. Hetman lost that one as Alex Tuck will have it. Oh, he gave it away that time. Eric Cernak trying to go back over again. And he rolls around to give it to Jake Gitzel. Here's Samuelson. Off to Josh Stone. Josh Stone poked it. Tampa Bay in control, trying to get back to Eric Cernak. And here's another one to Gage Concalves. Races off to Eric Cernak. Gage Concalves. He should save by Lyon. 16:43 to go in the third period. And they really are trying to have that first goal out. Well, Alex Lyon saving it big was on Jake Gitzel. He really was able to try to have that cut squeezing. And then this time, this save of it was not the best important thing about his life. That's definitely what Alex Lyon was really up into. This kick out was a great pad save to keep that one from coming by. Alex Lyon doing well for his postseason for the first round, but the second round is just the beginning. Yanni Gourde wins the draw. Samuel Goodmanson now finds McDonough. He shoots, he scores! Yanni Gourde, and they strike it 1-0 over Buffalo. Let's check what happened with the last part of the replay. And now watch Yanni Gourde makes. And now when you get the pass over to Ryan McDonough, here is Yanni Gourde as you see here. Watch closely into the middle, and now watch the Stu. He gets a deflection right over to Yanni Gourde. That one passes right by, and he's right toward the middle. Alex Lyon wasn't watching on that. But when Yanni Gourde makes that one going in, that one is off and just passed by it. You were not seeing it before. Alex Lyon was really trying to watch in, but that blinded up really quickly, and that didn't start off too well. That first goal is going to put it on pressure. Yanni Gourde wins the draw, and as the first goal starts off in the playoffs, Yanni Gourde with 2 goals in the playoffs. Gourde now finds McDonough. Gergensen trying to watch that one out, and try to watch him away. Gergensen now finds McDonough. He looks to Gergensen. Gergensen to Holmberg. Stick lifted and rebounded by Gergensen. Ryan McDonough now finding Holmberg. Holmberg. And broken by Rand. Here's Jason Zucker now finds to McLeod.
Score by number 47.
McLeod rushes it. Zucker with the chance in play, and that one has stayed out. Zucker with the rebound, trying to battle along with the loose puck. Zucker was taking a little bit of a smackdown here, and now Pontus Holmberg trying to watch out for every steady man offense.
26 seconds in playoffs.
Yanni Gourde right into play. And Lyon will have it covered in with only 14:49 remaining in the third period. Alex Lyon is really giving it so much instructional on the feed, but the only change-up really makes is big saves. That's pretty how impressed he was doing it for the past years. Otherwise, if Luukkonen was able to watch one, and I think that Alex Lyon would really have to keep on playing it and then keep that one out. That's big save to do for danger. Still plenty of time left to be played in this period. Tampa Bay sitting on a good driver's seat, 1-0. Norris. Benson poked it up. Ryan will have to reset it across here. And now here's Bodone. Josh Stone right in front, and Nick Paul kicked that one out. Here's Josh Stone's shot, blocked by Victor Hedman. And Cernax, he'll clear that one out. No icing on Tampa Bay. It's back to Olivia Borgstrand. Borgstrand, give to Paul. Paul rebounds it, back over to Cernak. He looks to Victor Hedman. Hedman to Cernak. That one messed up too soon. And here's Benson. He's now right over toward the corner again to Josh Jones. Josh Jones, right toward zone, saved by Vasilevsky. Just 13:02 remaining in the third period, and they're still trying to look for that goal to tie it up. Alex Tuck's team's waiting so long, and Tate Thompson looking for a win. Anthony Cirelli denies it. Here's J.J. Moser. J.J. Moser. Back to Tate Thompson, and his crouch shoots saved by Vasilevsky. 12:39 remaining in the third period, and they're trying to do another puck draw to have the face-off win. The win by Thompson. Here's another shot. Cirelli takes a shot that blocked down. Hagel. Right to Goncalves. He shoots and he scores! Brandon Hagel. Right toward his zone, and they now give it a 2-0 lead over Buffalo. Well, Brandon Hagel was really seeking it out, and now Gage Goncalves, he was really racing it out. That's another great shot of the net. That goal is going to have to play harder to have that pressure out. Check what happened with the last play. There is a little bit of a miscues here. And no contest zone, that's Brandon Hagel. He goes right past by Alex Lyon and defenders. That's right into the net. When you have no chance, you just have to go for it and then get right into it and let the puck go in the net if it's a good chance on the goal. He's really up to hard for something. He wants it challenging and he wants defenders to get it close by. Continue to take zone to Thompson. And Thompson now finding the Krebs. Right to zone shoot. Saved by Vasilevsky. No contesting it out. Now back to Cirelli. They really are watching on Andrei Vasilevsky. The big cat of a hero is going to be a big reflection on the save. Here's another chance to Moser. And Calvis. Moser. Radius shot saved by Lyon. 11:18 remaining in the third period, and they're trying to look for another goal for the Lightning. Tate Thompson really is giving some knockdowns on the move, and what only makes it is the Trulenza skit, and he just got knocked down by J.J. Moser. That needs to be out of the way and get that one cleared out. The win by Buffalo. Here's Alex Tuck. Buffalo Sabres back in on the offensive attacker, and now here's Krebs. Krebs pulls it over by Cernak. Here's Alex Tuck. Outside zone. Here's another chance for the goal. Glove snatched made by Vasilevsky. That's a quick reflective save on the game.
At the time of the third period, 7 minutes, 41 seconds.
Right in point along the wall. He'll keep that in here by Nikita Kucherov. Behind the cage, waiting. Kucherov now finds off the point. And therefore, we pass the midway mark in the third period. Here's Braden Point. Outside of it now finds Gitzel. Gitzel again to Cernak. Cernak gets knocked down. In defending traffic zone, Point. Point shoots, glove saved by Lyon. And he'll get that out of here. Under 10 minutes in the third period of game one. And the Lightning are still one of the best teams. They're 2-0 this time in the first game of the night. Here's Rasmus Stanley. He's up in the corner. Quinn shoots, blocker, save again by Vasilevsky. And Nikita Kucherov the other way will have to give the deep pass to Gitzel. Gitzel waits it up, stopped it around, and that one goes right behind the net. Outside again to McDonough. Right to Gitzel, shoots, save up by Alex Lyon. Now to rebound by Mattias Samuelsson. Here's another one for Buffalo. Back to Samuelsson. Here's McLeod's shot, and that one is kicked off by Gitzel. Here's Pontus Holmberg, and trying his best to get to this too. That broken up the pass again. Power to Carrick. Carrick back to Holmberg, and he'll now find Jurgensen. Oh, took a smack down on the kick. It's back to the Stu, and he'll now find Gord. Yanni Gord around the bank pass. Again to Gergensen. Gergensen shoots into another save by Alex Lyon. He's back over to Mellenstein. Mellenstein keeps it around the net. And rebound by Moser. Right to the Stu. The Stu. Send a deep pass to Goncalves. Goncalves. Over to Gergensen. Backs it up. Waits it up. Good hefty move here by Gergensen. And another save by Lyon. Lyon's going to hold things up with only 6:18 remaining in the third period. You really need to know about this fact that Alex Lyon was really able to dump that save. And only one time happens to be Jake Gitzel. Now watch what the pass goes up. Jake Gitzel was really going to wait it off. And his threat is Alex Lyon. He's really trying to watch this out. But only one problem is that Alex Lyon, he needs to get right into moving and up and down again. As looking in, he's really trying to keep an eye on him for one of the big reasons, and this is the courtesy. This is the courtesy matchup that they really have to watch on. Don't let him make him wait, or else someone is going to definitely make that another shot on the net. Knocked down with the head of the traffic defender. Here's J.J. Moser, he now finds Goncalves. Goncalves now finds over Cirelli. He's right into the zone. Here's Radiush. Sets to J.J. Moser with 5:30 remaining in the third period. Off to Goncalves, shoots, saved by Lyon, and back to Cirelli. Moser now finds to Radiush. Greenway's got it back, and now down to a final minutes, 5 minutes, presented by Discover. Blocked by Radiush. A rebound by Cirelli, and that one goes right to Radiush again. Here's Moser. Moser to Radiush that time. He'll sing the pass over to Cirelli. Cirelli, nowhere to find. It's rebound by Alex Tuck. Back to Victor Hedman. And it's Cirelli. Give it back off to Hedman as he's back on ice. Rebounds by Alex Tuck with 4 minutes remaining. In the third period, try to look for Krabs. Here's Tuck, and now Kucherov is going to sling it over to Cirelli. Cirelli back to Hedman, and off to Cirelli. Cirelli knocked him over. Pushing it out of the way. Will bank down around the net. And Gitzel slings off to Hedman. Hedman back to Cernak. They are still keeping it going. They really are keeping it going. They really are going to need to try to make a new change off on the pass. This needs to be done right if you're going to get it. Cernak shoots. Blocked up by Ram with the rebound off by Norris. Here's Norris. He shoots. Blocker saved by Vasilevsky. Logan Stanley will try it. The big save by Vasilevsky. And there's another one to Nikita Kucherov. 2 minutes in the books. Kucherov. Backhander denied by Lyon. And they're really starting to do a lot of pressure and things in. Nikita Kucherov is waiting for it to be down. With 2 minutes in the books, I'll send it over to Chris the Beast, who had the best player game of the night. Well, the best player is going to definitely change it all. And I know you're going to be shocked out because Yanni Gord had that no contest. Like Brandon Hagel, who made a no contest zone, that was pretty hard that was going to take. Nobody was ever seemingly to do for. But whenever I see about Brandon Hagel, that really was a standpoint to make the Stampede do for anybody. That really is a big smackdown to keep that one from outscoring. No better chance would do for anything.
1 minute.
And now Jason Zucker's going to bring the extra attacker on. Thompson trying to watch out on it. Rasmus Dahlin blocked the shot by Gergensen. Backhander in, saved by Vasilevsky. Outside zone, Norris shoots, saved in, stopped by Vasilevsky. Under 40 seconds in the third period, and they need to get them on the board. They have that one regrouping. They've got to get back on board. Otherwise, they're going to definitely be shutting that out. And the first game's going to be a shutout loss. And a stop made by Vasilevsky. 35 seconds in the third period. And as for the Buffalo Sabres, net's still empty. It's 2-0 Tampa Bay. The win by point. McDonough will clear it over to the Stu, and he will get a fling over to the Kucherov, and Byram's got it back. Here's Power. Power moves in, stopped by Vasilevsky. Gitzel kicks it off the puck, and rebound by Buffalo. Thompson in, knocked down. Time is running out. Byram chance, Benson shoots, save, stopped by Vasilevsky. And in 4, they will take it, and yes they do. But they're out of time, and it is just a buzz beater in the game. Well, that always made that ending, and that was really impossible. Well, there is no shutout to this point, and now at Owen Power, you'll get the buzz beating win, and I don't think it's not going to happen because that was a little late. And look, the time is already down to 0. It just did not get through it, and they're probably not going to get tied up at that point. Owen Power, he made that one scoring impossible, and passed by Vasilevsky. I mean, that's just a good goal. But I think that Buffalo is going to be too short to call. I think this is going to be cut short in the first game. And they did.
That ends the game.
They have knocked it down. And as for the Lightning, they've definitely won their first game in Buffalo. Yeah, you see what Andrei Vasilevsky, you know what happens to me with only one. Now you have a big change of it, and you just have to do all what you can to try to keep on playing it, keep on bolting it, fuel with passion, be the Thunder, and be the Sabretooth if you're in the town of the Sabre fans. Well, that's all for now, and as we say goodbye to Buffalo, it's the first win for the Lightning. Well, along my broadcast partner, along with the crew, with Chris the Beast and Son of Beast, I'm Test2. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you folks next time for the next game. You've been watching the Stanley Cup Playoffs on EA Sports. Tampa Bay leads 1-0 over Buffalo. Thank you, and good night. All right, thank you guys. And with the first take, here's Tage Thompson as the third star player makes the first hit to have it knocked down with player's opponent. Second star player of the game goes to Andrei Vasilevsky. With 31 saves in the game, he makes it with an hugest stop on the motion. Quick reflex makes a draw. And first star player goes to Alex Lyon with 36 saves. That's pretty much how hard they're going to get by, but that first game was cut down and given it out. Here are your final games and the statistics for tonight. It is 38 over 32 shots on goal for Tampa Bay over Buffalo, 35 over 26 hits for Buffalo Sabres, and as for Tampa Bay Lightning, they already had 38. 15:43 and 3:31 time on attack for the Lightning. Then it was 87 over 83 passing effectiveness for the Buffalo Sabres, and 20 over 10 face-off wins for the Buffalo Sabres. Therefore, they had no power play goals. They only had a buzz beater on the goal, and I think it's going to be way not enough because they just messed up and they just couldn't do it the right way, and they just could have had that first goal in there to start off for Buffalo Sabres. That's kind of pretty hard, and no one is doing it the right way of it. That's really going to make that one close call. No contact feed, nothing. So Buffalo Sabres have lost their first game, but they'll be back soon for the next couple of games after Pittsburgh and Carolina. As for the next part of the game, you'll see them next time here after the next part of the games has been complete. And then after that, it will be the Avalanche against the Wilds here after the Lightning against the Sabres in Game 2. And the other one will be playing in Game 2 in Mile High. So therefore, that wraps things up. Thanks for watching, and so long for as well as the NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs on EA Sports. This is me for 11. Along with So Troop and the other Wood Spoonie. Thanks for watching. So long, mates, and cheers.
If you don't, somebody will.